Robin Flynn filling in for Aaron Rand with you until 6 p.m. Back to school season has already begun. I know. It's the end of July. You're not ready yet. It feels like the kids just went on summer break. But if you go to any of the big box stores, you will see the back to school sections are out in full force. It can be a stressful time of year for people who have to buy school supplies for their children, especially if you've got multiple children. It can get really, really expensive. And in some cases, some families literally just can't afford it at all. So what do you do in those cases? Well, fortunately, there are organizations that can help in the greater Montreal area. Audrey Renaud is general manager of Regroupement Partage, and she joins us now. Hi, Audrey.
Hi, good afternoon.
So how is the demand for school supply help compared to last year? It seems like everything is just so expensive now.
You're right. And actually, the demand has doubled almost since last year. So we've seen such an increase in demand, as well as different type of people that are asking for help. For instance, we have more and more people that are actually working that are not able to afford all the school supplies and all that their kids need for school.
So people who actually work for the organization can't afford the school supplies either.
Well, people that are like working, period, like either
okay, gotcha.
Whether it's one or both parents that are currently working and they are employed. So it's not the typical type of people that you can imagine living in poverty. So people are actually working full time and not being able to afford to pay for basic needs such as food. So nevertheless, the school supplies.
Also joining us is Anthony Stevens, Director of Sales for Headster Kids. Hi, Anthony. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. What exactly is Headster Kids?
So Headster Kids is a children's wear brand that was founded by Karina Laflamme in 2015. We specialize in caps, but now we're working in back to school. So we have backpacks, apparel, anything that your little kid could possibly need for the back to school season, and just on everyday general wear.
So I understand that Headster Kids' partnership with Regroupement Partage is really, really important for helping kids get what they need for back to school, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think when Karina first heard about this initiative with Regroupement Partage, it was something that really spoke to her, and that we can be part of it as a supplier. It was really, really nice to take part of this initiative.
Audrey, from Regroupement Partage, how many kids does your organization help every year?
Well, actually, this year is going to be an unfortunate record up to 11,000 children that will get our help. So it's going to be school bag, backpacks, lunchbox with more than 30 school supplies in it as well.
Wow. And how does that compare to previous years?
Last year was 10,000, but just for instance, 2 years ago was just a little over 6,000. So we doubled since the past 2 years. So it's actually crazy.
Anthony, are school supplies getting really, really expensive? And why is this happening? Is this just inflation related?
I definitely think that there are a lot of factors that take into account. You know, with the rising costs, we're seeing price increase of raw materials, manufacturing. With the tariffs recently implemented, there's a lot of stuff that's really affecting freight and shipping. So all these components are really driving these things to cost more, unfortunately. On our end, we're doing our best as possible to just try and make sure that we prioritize our retailers, our customers, and to deliver a product. But all these things are definitely impactful with producing back to school stuff.
And when we think school supplies, I think most of us think, Audrey, you mentioned, the backpack, the lunchbox, pens and pencils and highlighters and glue sticks, like that kind of stuff. But there's a lot more that's involved. If you look at most school supply lists now, there's, Lysol wipes, there's mouchoir, like Kleenexes, there's so many other things, plus new clothes. I don't know about you. My daughter's only 3.5, so I haven't had to buy school supplies yet, but she changes sizes because she's growing. This past winter, I bought her a winter coat in November, and she grew so much that by January, I had to buy her a new winter coat. I didn't plan to buy 2 winter coats this year. So I can't imagine for parents how stressful this time of year can be, Anthony.
Definitely. It's definitely like a big hit. with all these competitors and all these kinds of products that, the bill does add up, and we try and do our part as best as we can to focus that, people who are investing in Headster products are getting quality, durability, all while having a nice design as well. For sure, we can't compete with like big box retailers like Walmart who have these really, really aggressive price points, but where we do offer on quality and durability, like I mentioned, we also work with around 650 retailers across Canada. So our main focus is to help bring people to those stores as well and to drive business on them for everybody's back to school needs.
Audrey, if people want to help Regroupement Partage, is this an organization that accepts donations? Is there somewhere people can go for more information?
Absolutely. We only run on private donations, so people can spread the generosity and just go on our website, which is operationsacado.ca. So it's super easy, and they can easily donate to help us buy more backpacks from Headster and give it away for free to the kids in need.
Audrey Renaud is General Manager of Regroupement Partage. Anthony Stevens, Director of Sales for Headster Kids. Thank you both so much for being here. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Now, I have a couple of tips for you for back to school season. Now, as I mentioned, my daughter is not school age yet, but I am recalling the things that my dad used to do when we were kids. Now, I'm the oldest of 4. Now, if you can imagine how expensive back to school time is when you've got 4 children, it's pricey, even back then when we were kids. But here's something that my dad always used to do. Look at the flyers. Jean Coutu, Pharmaprix, Bureau en Gros, Walmart, all year round. Pay attention when things like pencils go on sale, or loose leaf paper, or binders, duotangs. When they go on sale, go and stock up, even if it's January and your kid doesn't need it. And what my dad had was a stockpile of school supplies in his filing cabinet. So when the time came in August, September, and we got our school supply list and we had to put together our packages of stuff to bring to school, my dad could just go to his supply and pull out red duotang, green duotang, all the different colors, because they make you send special colors, right? Red duotang for math, blue for French, what have you. He always had a stockpile because he would buy things when they were on sale year round so that he could always dip into that for back to school time. It kind of spreads the cost out a little bit so you're not hit with that time of year. And the other thing I will say that I have found just from a clothing standpoint for my daughter is Facebook Marketplace. As a mom, I am frequently trying to get rid of the clothes that my daughter no longer fits into. And I found a mom through Facebook Marketplace whose daughter is just a few months younger than mine. So every time my daughter outgrows something, I message her on Facebook and she gets my daughter's hand-me-down. She's a single mom, so I'm super happy to help out. So if you go on Facebook Marketplace, usually you can find, bags of clothes, size 6X, what have you, and you can get it for super, super cheap. And they're usually in pretty good condition. And most of the time, these parents just want that stuff out of their house. So they are happy to see it go. And if they do charge, it's usually super cheap. So highly recommend Facebook Marketplace. It's a great place to go to get clothing, affordable clothing for your kids if that's something that you are looking for. Because back to school, guys, it's expensive. And we haven't even gotten into, the teenage element of it, the back to school wardrobe, where depending on the year and what's in fashion, there could be a specific brand your kid wants, and it adds up quick. I mean, this year you're probably going to have to buy your kid a Labubu to hang off their backpack if they want to seem cool at school. And these things are expensive. I know they just came to Quebec, like in the greater Montreal area, like a month ago. And I have a friend who bought one. She paid like $120 for it because she really wanted, I mean, she's an adult. She's not a child. So she has adult dollars. So she can do with it what she will. And who am I to judge? I spent thousands of dollars to see Taylor Swift. You want to spend $120 on a Labubu? You do you, boo. It's totally fine. But yeah, it's hard to keep up with the Joneses, and there's a lot of pressure on kids. I remember when I was a kid, Nike tracksuits were all the rage. I desperately wanted a Nike tracksuit, and Nike was expensive, and I was the oldest of 4 kids. That's not something, I remember my mom bought me, I think from Zellers, she got me a tracksuit, and I was, you have to pretend to be happy, but that's not what I wanted. And was I a brat? Yeah, but you also have all the pressure of all the kids at school, and maybe it build character. I don't know, but it's tough because you want to be able to give your kids everything, and school supplies are just so expensive. So if you have the means, absolutely go to Opération Sac à Dos, that's SACADOS.ca, and perhaps you can make a donation to help them. They do rely on private donations, so do visit their website if you can.